He goes right to the basket and spins it in.
How do you get that one to go? My goodness.
Want more content from our channel in the future? Then all you have to do is hit that red subscribe button right now. Hey there gang, what's up and welcome back to our channel. The victory of a team always depends on the continuous and joint efforts of every team member. When a team wins, it means that the players performed better than the opposite team. But when a team loses, the cause is often blamed on the poor performance of one single star. These players, despite being a good one, fall behind in that game. They fail to perform to their full potential, leading to the defeat of their own. Let us break down the 5 worst players of the 2020 playoffs. Number 5, Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam joined the Raptors in 2016 in the NBA draft. He was a great help for the team when they won the NBA championship in 2019. He also got the award for the most improved player twice in this season. He became an all-star NBA player after 7 years of his career. His record is so amazing, yet he's been included in the worst players of the 2020 playoffs. The team was playing extraordinarily, and he single-handedly got 23 points for the team, but the performance slowed down in the conference finals, especially against the Boston series. Pascal was the youngest to be included in the playoffs. The coach was working and wanted him to remain in the team, so he put him in different positions but failed every position. In the 11 playoff games, he scored only 15 points on average per game, 7 rebounds and 3 assists per game. That's very low than his original scores. Siakam shot below 40% and an abysmal 15% from 3. He was the youngest and an enthusiastic player, but choosing him for the playoffs turned out to be a bad decision. The team failed to outperform in the games, especially from the Boston Celtics. Pascal is being criticized for this defeat on all media platforms. Pascal turned the balls in the clutch and missed many of the balls that became the major reason for losing the games. It was the one-time experience for him which affected the overall reputation and scores of the Seattle team.
Pascal Lillard. Bang!
Number 4, Danny Green. Danny Green is a remarkable basketball player, with being the only one player in the history of Atlantic Coast Conference with 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 250 assists, 150 three-pointers, blocks, and steals. In the NBA Finals held in 2013, he was able to set a record of making the most three-point field goals made in the final series. He got a contract of $15 million a year in the offseason from Bob Pelinka, which was an incredible win for the player. His record of 2018-19 has been ferocious with 46% from 3. He was one of the best 3 players of the league. He played in the Lakers team and made the team one of the best defensive teams.
Out Green for 3, rattles it in.
Despite having a great experience in the game and such a wonderful history of wins, Green failed to keep up with the standard play in the 2020 playoffs. This season was the worst of his career. He missed most of his shots, which were 34 from the field. His hands were obviously very uncomfortable for the ball, and his dribbles were terrible, with either turning it over or missing the tough shot. He became the reason for the Lakers' defeat, especially in Game 5 when he missed the 3 shots which would have allowed them to win the game. He was specifically picked up for the playoffs to give his best shot, and he did just the opposite. He's been criticized on Twitter as several of his fans are upset, and he deserves all of it.
Here's Danny Green for 3.
Number 3, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is the name of a famous player with being a 9-time All-Star in the NBA. He is the winner of the Most Valuable Player Award of the 2016-17 season. Russell has been accused of not playing well in many games other than his 2020 playoffs because of his quad injury. He says that his injury has caused him to lose his stamina and explosiveness. He wanted to come back with his outstanding performance in this season when he failed to do so. He did the most hated things for his fans, like missing the shot and taking the basket time after time. He was the reason to facilitate the opposing team to score over them. The carelessness towards the ball was obvious in the games, which cannot be blamed on his injury. Russell inefficiently shot the ball, which caused the team to lose against other teams. His awful turnovers and missed shots drowned the team in the 2020 playoffs. Number 2, Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell is a man known for his high energy and athletics. His attributes made him win the 6th Man of the Year award when he was in his 3rd year. His record of the regular season proves his awesomeness with 18.6 average points, 7.1 rebounds, and 11.1 blocks per game. Not every player can keep up with the same energy every time in the court. The same was the case with Montrezl in the 2020 playoffs. Every time he was on the court, he looked gassed and low on energy even before the game had started. Even if he felt motivated for the game, he automatically went off after a few minutes of the game. Other teams used him as a defensive liability to win. His super vicious tricks like pick and roll have helped him score points which seemed to vanish from the last 2 years of his gaming career. There was overall poor teamwork, but Harrell specifically gets the blame for the reason for the defeat of the team. Due to him being a defensive liability for other teams, he only got to play for 19 minutes per team and was asked to stay out of the game. With his poor performance in these 2020 playoffs, he has risked his contract of $1 million with the Clippers. Nobody is going to sign a contract which causes the defeat of the team knowingly, and Harrell is not going to get even half of it if he doesn't start performing well. Number 1, Paul George. Can you imagine the person who is a 6-time NBA All-Star, a 5-time member of the NBA team, and a 4-time member of the NBA All-Defensive team being included in the worst players of the 2020 playoffs?
Came up and got blocked by George.
The answer is yes. It could be because the players have their bad times when they underperform and become the reason for their team's losses. He was first picked from the NBA draft of 2010 by the Indiana Pacers and became the winner of the NBA All-Rookie Second Team honors. In 2013, he also won the Most Improved Player award. His energy and game attributes made him win the Olympic gold medal in 2016. You might be wondering, how is it possible then for a player with such a magnificent career background ending up being a shame for the team?
They do not have the numbers. George Hill's going to pull it out. Paul George goes to the rim for the emphatic dunk.
He's also famous for another thing, which is quite funny that it's his nickname. No doubt he is an amazing player, but it wasn't enough to give himself a name that only turned out in memes. George was supposed to be the premier shooter. Instead, he shot below 40% from the field and 30% from 3 in the 2020 playoffs. He was trolled and unmotivated all over the internet. He not only made open shots, but his every decision seemed very wrong, which made the team pay for it. The Clippers thought to pave their way to the championship, which turned out to be a loss. To be fair, everybody has their off days sometime, and I think we should give these guys some chance to recuperate and regain their magic. Let us know your thoughts about this in the comment section below, while also hitting the like button and sharing this video with your friends and loved ones, as well as subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Catch you guys later.